We often get asked to build something similar to what people find on the internet nowadays, whether it's a resto mod, whether it's a Singer lookalike, RSR lookalikes, as we've got here. And it's always a challenge because people see something, but it's not actually what they expect to own and drive afterwards. So in this case, we sat down with the owner. He specifically wanted an RSR lookalike, but for road use, not for the track. And when you boil it down to what he's actually asking for, it is an RSR, but it needs to be used more often and more comfortable with a little bit of luxury to go with that, a little bit of comfort. By the time you've gone through the process, we decided that what we'll build for him is pretty much an RSR lookalike from the bones and from the outside when you look at the car. So we started with the 73 chassis. We've also used a 1986 turbo as a donor car, so we could use all the turbo running gear. The rear suspension arms, the front arms, and all the things that we wanted with turbo wheel bearings, the turbo hubs, turbo brakes. So that's a great bone as an RSR. Then we had to have an RSR lookalike engine. We used a 3.2 Carrera with throttle bodies. So at least you've got that look of the naked engine with the stacks sticking out. Air conditioning, we went for electric to hide again the luxury side of the car. But as a car to drive, it does feel, without having the solid mounters, more like an RSR to drive. From that, we were given a task to keep the colours simple, make it look stunning and striking, but without taking away the concept of what we're trying to build. So we came up with the idea of using white zinc instead of the coloured zinc that most cars have, to give it a little slight change, and we used that idea and the accent throughout the car. We used a lot of greys and silvers everywhere in the engine bay. The rims we had specially made, the stickers a special colour. The interior had a slight twist to the way we wanted to do the dashboard, to try and keep those accents of silver and grey and black throughout the car. We think we achieved it right in the end. We're quite happy with the outcome. The drive is what it was all supposed to be about in the first place, which I believe it drives as good as you're going to get. We used a 915 gearbox. We tried to keep the rubber at the back a little bit slimmer, so we kept the turbo size tyres, but the rims are slightly wider to give that deep dish look that people like. The idea with that was really because we want the car to spin up, we want it to accelerate, we want it to be fun up to 140, 150 miles an hour, which you can quite happily do in this car. But the movement of acceleration between 40 and 120 is phenomenal. It's a lot of fun. We didn't go too crazy on the engine because that wasn't the brief. The brief was it's supposed to be fun. It has plenty of horsepower. It's around about the 260, 270-ish mark. Torque is above 200. So we think at the end of the day we managed to give the owner what he was looking for, and it's a fun car to drive.